Ask and ye shall receive.
Okay, so here we are.
So Rogers looks like he's taking the playing, since I'm assuming he's got 2 lands on the field, forest and plains.
That's a forest on a plains. We've got a crag and a island over there, but no spells cast.
Natural Abzan Rogers got.
About to change. Burgeoning. Burgeon it up.
All right, we're going to ink him a bait for 2. Pass the turn, draw. Trevor's got a plains of his own. And it's going to do some more incubating. But this one's a 4. Oh, wrong side. Let's grab some counters.
Okay. Yep, solid card.
With Roger being on the play
Did I miss
and
turn?
ramping
Roger
on turn 3.
untapped on 4 without playing anything after playing the burgeoning?
If he can produce a land here and play a 5-drop, he'll be able to take advantage of being on the play and really apply pressure to Trevor.
Yeah. Oh, looks like there's going to be a 4-drop, but a pretty good one. Elspeth hits the battlefield.
Is that a good card?
Yeah. He decides to +1 it, makes a 1/1 lifelinker. So, it's going to be a 3/3 flyer coming at him pretty soon. Although he doesn't have a great way to protect Elspeth. Nice.
Arf, the seal has hit the board.
2 of those seals in his deck. It's a good answer to a lot of things.
Trevor's currently at 21. So Roger plays an Invasion of Dominaria here, which allows him to gain 4 life, putting him at 24, and to draw a card.
Draws a card. But doesn't look like he's going to be affecting the board in much other way currently. Oh, he's drawing now, okay.
Alex, have you drafted this card much?
Dominaria, no. I think I played it a little bit earlier in the form. I played it more, or a couple of times where it felt like just that. I did more decks that felt like they were just trying to stay alive and get some value, and the longer the format's gone on, the more that stuff just hasn't felt good enough. A card like that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Initially, a 3-mana Sarah Angel on the back with Sarah's Faithful.
Right.
Or Sarah's Faithkeeper, sorry, was exciting, especially since the front side gained you 4 life and drew you a card.
I've definitely seen games where once the Sarah Angel's on the battlefield, it's a big deal.
Yeah,
but
with the 5 defense, it can be pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Speaking of 5 defense and 3-mana invasions for white.
I think I'd rather draw a card and gain 4 than make a 2/2, frankly.
We have an Invasion of Belanon here on Trevor's side, creating a 2/2 white knight with a white-blue knight with vigilance.
Definitely played Invasion of Dominaria more than I've played Invasion of Belanon. Okay, Earn hits the battlefield.
We should get a life total update here. I believe Trevor did attack Roger instead of his battle for a total of 4, so he should be back at 20 if I'm not mistaken.
It looks from his note like it's 21. Not sure why. Let me go see what have a look at the table itself.
To answer your question, Walrus Runner, Trevor had the 4/4 Phyrexian with Vigilance could have attacked the Invasion of Belanon. It was a free attack with no blockers.
I had him at 21. And then now it's 17. I wasn't clear with the. I mean, that's 20 and that's 21. I don't know what the life gain was for.
Interesting.
I didn't want to bother them to ask, but I'm gonna.
Okay.
We'll go with what they have.
Here comes Omen Hawker on Trevor's side, aka Soul Ring.
Sure. Tapping for 2. Tapping, burgeoning.
4, 5, 6 mana, cracking the urn to blow up the seal.
And then
also
paying the
for
ward. Yeah.
It's a lot of mana to pay on her turn to just get back your Elspeth.
You have to make a 1/1 lifelinker. That's interesting. So his Elspeth was under a seal from existence, and he used his urn to blow up the seal for existence, which of course cost 9 because of the ward. He gets his Elspeth back, which, obviously seems good on, but he then makes another 1/1.
Well, Blighted Burgeoning with Portent Tracker is a very powerful combo. I'd nickname it Potent Tracker.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like saying that costs 9 mana is a little bit of an understatement or a little bit misleading when you have so much mana to work with, but still just jam everything at Elspeth here, I mean, make him chump block twice and still take it, or double block a 2/2 and lose the Elspeth. Like, that's the problem with that move. I need to keep my voice down a little bit and make sure those guys can't hear us. It's just that I don't know if getting the Elspeth back is gonna pay huge dividends. Just don't really have a way to protect it.
Trevor's tapping 6 mana for Alabaster Host Intercessor, Phyrexian Samurai, wiping out one of the lifelinker tokens, and the team's coming at Elspeth. Roger declines to block.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Elspeth. She can certainly run away with things, but if she's only protected by her own 1/1 and your opponent actually has a board, you're not really pressing any kind of board advantage out of that. You're just going to either have to chump or... Perhaps this was the plan all along.
This makes a good reason why he chose not to block, although I believe it was still lethal with the whole attackers anyway, whether he did block or not. But
Right.
Invasion of Tavada returning Archangel Elspeth is quite the play.
It still has got a bit of an uphill battle protecting his Elspeth, though. That's the problem. 3 1/1s against 4 bigger creatures. Yeah, okay, that helps.
Aetherblade Agent is a good way to protect a Planeswalker.
Yeah. All right. And he's going to start ticking his way towards a Sarah Angel with the Portent Tracker. That makes a lot of sense. No, he did tick down and took a counter off the Dominaria on his turn. There, Bradley. Down tick the Planeswalker. Oh, sure. I understand what you're saying. I agree that I think maybe the last time he got his Elspeth back, making the 1/1 instead of turning that 1/1 into a 3/3 was arguably a mistake.
Okay. Angel Elspeth's -2, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It becomes an angel in addition to its other types and gains flying.
All right, so you take your 1/1 flyer, you turn it into a 3, or your 1/1 lifelink, and you turn it into a 3/3 flyer lifelink. And now all of these 2/2s don't do anything.
It
and
does
even
become a more powerful blocker.
yeah, even if that means they've still got enough to get around it to kill your Elspeth, you've actually left yourself with something real instead of just making 1/1 chump blockers. All right.
Trevor has ordered up 1 Order of the Mirror and ordered it to transform into Order of the Alabaster Host
Alabaster
in that order.
Right.
All right, Sarah Faithkeeper come down on the field. 4/4 flying Vigilance Angel. Heralding back to, of course, Sarah Angel. Sculpted Perfection.
Interesting.
Much like my abs.
I think that's what they named it after. If you read the flavor text, it's fairly clearly alluded to. So untapped.
It sounds like the other matches are proceeding to game 2.
Other one?
Dave and Eugene are both up 1.
Okay.
Dave and Eugene both up 1.
Serial killers. Dave and Eugene's team needs to win 2 matches in this final round, as does the other team, since they're both tied at 3-3.
A second urn.
Urn Tribal, one of the more feared archetypes. Big Urn gamers indeed.
Personally, it takes a lot for Urn of Godfire to earn a spot in one of my draft decks.
Yeah. I feel like I have to really need the removal and be short, or really need the fixing and be short on removal. But there's been decks where it's performed okay. If I've got 2 Omen Hawkers, my feeling on Urn is much different.
Roger plays his last card, which is a War Historian. 3/3 with Reach.
Mm-hmm.
What that
He's got
Invasion
his
of Tolvada
Tolvada
has
flipped
to the Haunted Sky, I believe that's the name of the backside.
That's a good trivia question. The Broken Sky.
Broken Sky.
Yep. Bradley knows. And, yeah, he's going to have to call it.
I prefer my skies to be put together.
We're going into game 2 in all 3 matches. Or game 2 has started in 2 of them, and game 1 just ended. Eugene and Dave. Wait. Serial Killers won their first game in all 3 matches?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh, so Chump blockers need a full comeback.
They do.
It can be very difficult to beat
just need-
Elspeth and the Broken Sky.
Mm-hmm. It's the flip side of Invasion of Tolvada.
Oh,
Make the 2/1 lifelink flyers.
my third teammate, that Invasion of Tolvado's backside is unbeatable.
Yeah, it's pretty close to it. It's pretty close to it.
You have a distant chat.
Yep.
Serial killers certainly have spirit.
Roger, first game. No, not the match, but just the game. Yeah. Trevor looked like he's considering some sideboard options. Roger as well, thumbing through his deck. Is that a Yarok? Oh,
Walrus Runner, that's an excellent comment there. With Trevor's board going exceptionally wide like that,
Yeah.
transforming the invasion of Belanon there
Yeah.
could definitely have produced a different outcome in that match. Planeswalkers like Elspeth can definitely warp the game and make it all about themselves. And many players can get blindsided by the presence of the Planeswalkers, opting to immediately get rid of it on the board, when in fact sometimes the mantra is not the Jace, go for face kind of philosophy.
Right. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to leave that Elspeth out there.
It's definitely a moment-by-moment decision to make.
Deep in thought about more insightful things to say about that match.
As we proceed on to the second game.
What's that? Oh, game 2, that match is over already? Oh, wow.
It's Eugene's.
Yeah. So Eugene has won his third round match with his potentially a very fast Boros deck.
He wouldn't be captain of his team if he wasn't winning games and taking names.
No, he lost in the second round.
Oh, that's right.
They all lost. Yeah. It looked real scary.
So currently, serial killers are up 4-2.
4-3.
4-3. And so chump blockers have to win at the next two matches.
And they're up a game in both of their matches. So another game victory from in either of those. And we've got ourselves a finals matchup.
Featuring yours truly.
Better late than never. Yes. So far. Well, I mean, we've still got... Somebody's got to win another game.
We just matched up against each other. Well, the aggro's matched up against the
With the serial killer's captain now have finished his match, Eugene will now be free to assist his teammates.
Be right back.
Hopefully at a good pace.
All right, so the chum blockers are down to their last life here. Both Trevor and Angelo down a game here. Any win from Roger or Dave will seal it for Team Serial Killers. Looks like we've got lands and spells. It's probably a keep for Roger there.
Sorry, Ryan, my eyes are in that middle match right now.
Oh, okay.
Trying to decipher what kind of pictographs we have on the table.
Still, let's come back to the
Feature match.
close-in spot. It's just, you know,
All right,
better for watching.
returning back to Roger and Trevor's match now. We're gonna see. Both have started with a land apiece.
So we're going to see Raph. We're going to see. Okay, just old Order of the Mirror. Go ahead. You're fine. Oh, I'm talking, but no one's hearing me. That's right. All right. Nothing on turn 2 from Roger. And turn 3, we see Invasion. Interesting that he would.
Trevor once again opts to not attack his invasion of Belenon,
Yeah.
playing it in the main phase 2.
Oh, okay, cool. I was standing behind. Ryan was in the chair, and I just started talking, and then Ryan was going to get up
Elvish
anyway.
Vat Keeper.
Thank you, though, for Bradley for letting me know.
Incubate for 2 here.
We're also not very far away from the table of actual playing, so we try to be talk quiet right into the microphone. We don't need them overhearing our thoughts. All right, so we've got a Vat Keeper. We got some 2/2s. Bradley, what did you think about that play on turn 3 from Trevor to attack first and then play the invasion after rather than... Yeah, I sort of agree. Open board, just play the battle and get it flipped. And that battle's just only good if it's flipped. Otherwise, it's just a way overcosted 2/2. Game 2, okay.
The middle match is going to game 3 now, with Angelo taking game 2 against Matt.
Right. So he flips the order. Will he attack the battle this time?
All right, Trevor's paying 2 life to transform the order, so he's now at 18.
So he is attacking the battle, but if he had attacked it last time, he's flipping it this time after that attack.
Elspeth Smite on the blocking Elvish Vat Keeper.
Sure. Yeah, I think if... You know what I'm saying? If he had attacked it last turn, he'd now have an anthem.
That is correct.
And he'd be in real driver's seat situation.
That Elvish Vat Keeper should be in exile if it's not been made clear yet. And both players are currently now at 18 apiece.
Cool.
There's an Iker Shade on Roger's side of the battlefield.
Yeah, so turn 5 for Trevor. Hasn't played a land yet. There we go. We see another island. Tapping 2 islands and a plains for the Phyrexian Awakening. Solid card.
This does give the Order of the Alabaster Host vigilance now.
Pretty useful. He gets it after all.
Belenon War Anthem, an enchantment that grants all of Trevor's creatures +1/+1.
Yeah, I agree, Bradley. The trading the smite for the Vat Keeper was definitely worth doing.
War Historian La Mystoria. And Thornwood Falls gains Roger 1 more life, putting him at 19. Trevor transforms his Incubate token.
Swinging out.
Trevor, on the other hand, has all the blockers and all the attackers, with
Yep.
all his creatures having +1/+1 and vigilance.
Yep. Double block. Yeah, I guess the double block on the mirror, the Alabaster Host, doesn't work, does it? Are we going to see another smite here with a blowout?
All right, Roger
Nope.
double blocks the knight,
Yep.
trading with the War Historian. Trevor putting Roger now at 10 life.
With another knight. Knights are good. Double knights when you got an anthem.
This might be good night for Roger.
Yep. Time to scoop it up and check out game 3. He also has a Wren and Realmbreaker in deck.
Roger
that
could
that's gonna-
definitely use that. That would give him white mana. Mm-hmm. Here is Rona, Herald of Invasion.
Sure.
Showcase stained glass version, of course. But is
And
this
passing.
enough? Roger oddly leaves up 4 green mana.
Yeah. So,
All right,
yeah,
Trevor
seems
swims
like,
in with the team.
seems like the thing.
All those 3 toughness creatures. All right. I do not like Roger's blocks here at all.
Yeah, he doesn't have any good options. Did he gain 2 life?
Trevor's army of knights and vigilance creatures
Yeah.
causes Roger to scoop it up. We are going to game 3 here. Roger and Trevor now 1 win apiece.
Yep.
Not so good. Yeah, invasion was good enough.
I mean, the anthem is great. It's just,
5 defense is a little rough.
yeah. Yeah. All right, so we are tied up in the 2 remaining matches, a game apiece, with Chump blockers needing to win both in order to advance to the finals, and serial killers needing to win only one of the 2. Yeah, the other match, Bradley's also about to go into game 3. They're still
It appears like Matt
Shuffling
is
up.
mulliganing. I see Angelo with a pile of cards laid out on the table, and Matt is shuffling up.
Hey, man.
Oh, Roman needed the other guys streaming anymore. Oh, there's face cam.
I think Dave is is Angelo's opponent.
Ah, yes.
Is
My
that okay?
apologies.
Gotcha.
There's so many Matts in this league.
There are a lot of mats. I think
Yes.
we're gonna cap it. However many mats
No,
we currently have.
no.
Yeah, no more mats.
No,
Yeah.
we accept all Matts.
So
Welcome
we're at a
Matts
1 in,
to
1
all.
out situation with
We want to
mats.
welcome
Like,
Matts
you're
from
gonna-
all over the country.
These guys are rocking some Team Chaos over there.
Team Chaos Drafts.
Yeah, why not?
Wow.
That's the kind of
It's been months
spicy
since I've
hype you get at season end party.
Yes, Los Angeles. That's where the limited is happening.
Indeed, we're breaking new ground over here. Also, there's pizza. Do you know the reference on his shirt there? Hoyd, H-O-I-D, for president. I feel like it's from a game or something.
Let us consult the almighty Google.
Indeed. Hoyd for president. T-shirts.
viewers in the chat, we'd love to hear where are you watching from tonight.
Something to do with Brad Sanderson, Dragon Steel.
Brandon Sanderson,
Brand. I think so.
very prolific writer.
Year of Sanderson. Yes, Brandon Sanderson. Brandon Sandon.
He's written a lot. He's written a few fiction narratives for Magic the Gathering as well.
Yep.
So. Beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee. It is a nice city, actually, on the big lake there. It's nice. Michael, how'd your draft feel? Oh, okay. Cool. Thanks.
All right, our feature match looks like it's about to ready to begin. We're going to return back to that view. Both players
It's
appear
like
to have
Angelo and Dave's match is already getting hot and heavy. Trevor is distracted from starting his own game by a discussion happening in the game next to him.
both players have opted to keep. Roger starting with an urn of Godfire. Wrath, Weatherlight Captain.
There we are. That's a
A
two-drop
reprint from Dominaria United. There's also a powerhouse there.
Yep. Performed very well and has done so again in this format. Bellanon. He declined to attack with Wrath. I guess he doesn't want to open that up to a cut down or something else. I don't know that we've seen that from...
Could Trevor be holding an aerial boost?
Could be. Although, again, I don't know what he'd be using that for, so there's no...
Could help protect from a Final Flourish or a Collective Nightmare
Yeah,
on Roger's
sure.
side. Of course, I only jumped in halfway through this draft, so I do
Yeah,
not
I
know
haven't seen very much
all
of
the
Roger's
context.
deck myself, so...
I see. Well, Roger does filter through the urn to cast a Mutagen Connoisseur, 0/5 Vigilant Vidalcan Mutant.
So I think if you're Trevor, you just send your guys at the... Oh. Okay.
Thunderhead Squadron.
Getting out the flyer. It's
Well,
not a
unfortunately, that Mutagen Connoisseur is
Yeah.
going to be getting in front of that Thunderhead Squadron a lot. Here is Sculpted Perfection.
Yep. And the Mutagen Connoisseur, interestingly, not a Phyrexian. It is a Vidalcan, even though it's clearly
Covered in oil.
covered in oil, and the flavor text is even about how they disliked the Vidalcans disliked it. They didn't even have to be talked into being completed. So why it's not a Phyrexian?
I would assume
like
it's
a
a design choice. why
Tiny,
it's not a
tiny minor
Phyrexian.
flavor fail there, but that's okay. It's a fun card. Overall, I like the design of that card a lot because it just has such a flux of how good it can be.
In games of Limited, I always ask myself, who is the beatdown here? Judging by this board state, Trevor's got more creatures, and I would elect to also try to get into the red zone as much as I can. But then again, I'm also biased. I like smashy.
Yeah, and I think you want to get at the... Is he just attacking face?
Yes, Trevor has elected to attack Roger's face instead of his own invasion, which we've seen before can
Yeah, I think that's
can prove to be consequential.
Yeah, I think that's a questionable choice there. Only has one blocker. He knows that he's going to get in for 3. And we've seen how powerful that Bellanon can be when it is flipped. It really changes the dynamic of the battlefield quite a lot.
Trevor follows up his attack with a Corruption of Tawashi, one of my favorite uncommons. I will warp my mana base just to splash for that card.
Yep. All right. What are we thinking about here? What is he considering?
Important tracker
Okay,
for
get
Roger
the
here.
tracker online. Help him ramp
Followed
some
up
stuff
with
out.
a Invasion of Dominaria.
Interesting. Wonder why you wouldn't play the invasion first and see what you draw before making the decision to play what else you play.
Definitely agree with you there, Alex. Drawing an additional card gives you more information
Yeah.
and possibly more choices to make.
Yeah, it doesn't stop the tracker from being played thereafter if it's still the better choice.
Roger has been playing a lot of cards, but they're not really affecting the board here.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any consideration to just activating Wrath there?
No, I don't think we're at that point where we're
yeah,
going
no, you're
for
right.
a-
I suppose you want to draw off the Tawashi there. I forgot he had the unflipped Tawashi guy.
Let's see what happens if Trevor actually goes for a full swing here. Now, would he attack Roger in the face? He's at 21. It's not really making much of an impact.
Yeah, he did last time, which again, I just think that attacking his invasion would have been a better
Yeah.
choice.
If he attacks his invasion, the blocks Roger would probably make would be to put his Beautician Connoisseur in front of the 4 for Phyrexian. But the Portent Tracker doesn't have any effective blocks here,
Right.
which could lead Trevor to transform his invasion of Belenon. He's going
Just
for
go
face
face. He just wants to pressure that life total.
again in this match.
Yep. So that puts Roger down to 16.
Trevor taps 3 mana. Oh, untaps them.
Changes his mind.
Is this
Another 3/4?
Thunderhead Squadron?
Yep.
Now, I will admit, I have not drafted this card much, but perhaps its value does go up in a team draft when your goal is to just soar over your opponent's blockers.
Still am questioning the not having gone after flipping the Belenon. I mean, he's accomplished doing, 8 damage when instead his whole squad could be pumped right now.
A
Ew.
second Sculpted Perfection.
Interesting.
So each of those incubate tokens represent a 4/4 Phyrexian creature now.
Yeah. least lets him start getting some power on his connoisseur.
Is now 1-4, but he's going after the invasion of Dominaria here. With the Portent Tracker being able to tap and remove a counter for the invasion of Dominaria, Roger is threatening to transform it to Seraph Faithkeeper once again.
Yep. Yep, that changes the math a lot when Trevor thought his 3-4 was a good blocker, and all of a sudden that incubate turned into a 4-4.
Welcome, Photoforce. Cheering on Roger.
Serial killers have had quite the cheering squad early in the match. There's several people whose names are not familiar to me going, "Go Eugene, we believe in Eugene."
Well, we are part of a delicious and nutritious breakfast, and they have certainly been killing it this season.
No arguments there. All right. So, if you're Trevor, what are you thinking here? We don't know what he has in hand, but it certainly does feel like a RAF activation would be. Nope, just keeping getting wider. I like it. Nice.
Ooh.
Tap for RAF. Yep, tap to draw.
Hungry eyes. They make Phyrexians
Really?
when
Wow.
you incubate them. Trevor's taking advantage of what his deck does best by flooding the board with creatures.
Yep.
Really makes me wish that he had transformed that Invasion of Belanon sooner. Really take advantage of activating Wrath as well, double pumping the team.
Yeah. I think that the life total damage that he did over those couple of attacks is not nearly as valuable as having that invasion flipped would be. All right. So the other match was won by Angelo.
Down to the final match.
Chump blockers, after going down all three games in round one, have won the last 4.
Roger has opted to crack his urn of Godfire to
that's not
destroy Trevor's Wrath Bloodlight Captain. But during his turn, Roger has attacked Trevor with his Seraph Faithkeeper. Now, while Trevor can double block with his Thunderhead Squadron, I can't imagine Roger not having a trick after making this attack.
I'm trying to think of what tricks we've seen.
Portent Tracker can untap a planes representing Angelic Intervention.
Yeah, or Cosmic Hunger, I believe he has in the deck.
Or even Aerial Boost.
Yep.
Arachnoid Adaptation.
Of course, Aerial Boost is not going to save it.
Yes. Trevor not calling the bluff, taking the damage.
I like that.
transforming, triggering Tawashi. Now, I wanted to say earlier, with both Corruption of Tawashi and Wrath, whether like Captain Trevor has a kind of engine going with a steady stream of cards they can continue to draw over the course of the game. And as we know, with limited games, they can be won just by raw card advantage.
Certainly can.
So currently Roger has 4 blockers, but he can untap a land with the Portent Tracker to and then transform the other Incubate token into another 4/4 for Phyrexian.
Functionally, he has 5. Well, no, 4, because he'd have to tap the tracker, but it's still a much better blocker. Yeah. Our resident RC champ weighing in the chat to agree that failing to flip, or at least have attempted to flip the Balanon, which presumably would have been successful over those 2 turns that he could have attacked it.
He would have added 7 more power to the board.
Yeah,
Look at that.
yeah, it makes a big difference in this battlefield. I mean, his flyers are 4/5s now against that 4/4 flyer. Like that right there, it's just really hard for Roger to deal with. That's part of what. Nice.
Welcome, XCPT Random X.
The Roger fans can't keep him down.
He's the man with the plan. Unfortunately, his main plan with the Seraph Faithkeeper just got sealed from existence.
Yeah.
And now the team is coming at Trevor, from Trevor. Again, ignoring the invasion, but at this point, maybe that's the point.
Now I think it might be, but yeah. Yeah, I've definitely been a man with a plan before, but also with less than half as many creatures as my opponent, and my plan doesn't seem to happen.
So, Alex, what do you think Roger's blocks are here? He has 2 4/4 Phyrexians and a 2/5 Mutagen Connoisseur.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got to block at least one of the Thunderhead Squadrons, for sure.
Right, yeah. And then
maybe
4 4s.
put some Phyrexians in front of the other ones. Phyrexian on Phyrexian warfare.
Yeah, I think you just go ahead and try to eat some stuff here, right? You put
These are the
put
blocks
the
that I
4 on
would
the
have
3
assumed as well.
and the other 4 on a knight.
So that would be a total of 9 damage total coming from Trevor's side.
Yep.
We're going to calculate damage in a minute after we have. We might be doing something before damage.
Once the Chump Blocker team committee gets going, they really know how to drag some stuff out. Yeah, I haven't seen Shapecraft this from.
Oh. I see. So Trevor has chosen to target his 3/3 Phyrexian with Zalfirin Shapecraft, which we know changes the base power and toughness to 4/3.
So that becomes a
Phyrexian is
7/7.
A 7/6.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's all right. Math is hard.
Yeah, I forget that it's a 4/3. The number of times I've cast that spell this set is less than 3. Yeah, and that's a nice piece of sideboard tech from Trevor in this match, because he knows he's going to have that Phyrexian on Phyrexian violence going on.
Do we know if Roger has some kind of board wipe, either Sunfall or Invasion of Fiora in his deck?
Don't
Maybe even a
believe
Glistening Deluge?
We've seen one.
Another enchantment that incubates a token. Gift of Completion. Is it Incubate 2 or Incubate 3?
Is it? I don't remember. I think it's 3.
This is the semifinals, and although we didn't preface the match that should be competitive. Trevor very kindly points out, add that extra counter. Welcome, Jerry, 7077. The overall match record, we are down to the very final possible match.
The winner
both
of
teams,
this game.
Yes, both teams are 4-4 apiece, and this is the
This
the
is
third
game 3
of the very final match.
This is why we love the team draft format. Just that heightening stakes as it all goes. Yeah, I'm going to say that's a game state situation, that incubate token. Still, what?
As a
What?
as an L1 judge, I would say that putting the wrong amount of counters on your incubate token would be considered a game rule violation because you did not resolve your spell correctly.
So what might Roger have to save him? 20 shin kicks.
Alright, so Roger's got effectively 3 blockers. Trevor,
Yeah, I never anticipated that we could be possibly starting the second match this late.
and that is the match.
The comeback, ladies and gentlemen. The comeback from down 3.
Chump blockers
Very
win
impressive.
their semifinals match against the serial killers, down to a nail-biting final game.
Very impressive.